Beam me up. I wrote a song. We're still working on it. Hey, everybody. I think that's better. We're back in my wife's office with the weird cat. No, Donnie, I don't own a 12 string. Used to. I don't know what happened to that. Donnie won't be here for long. Something about a splitting headache. That's terrible. Oh, I guess I should say hello and welcome to the Dead Dodge Garage Super Boring Sunday Special. I'm joined today by a totally different dog who's much less annoying. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to say hi? No? Okay. Anyway. Beam me up! Not can I do it! Bob also likes cookies. Good to know. I like some cookies myself. Rich Jordan liked the stream before it even started because I already know I'm going to like it. Thanks, Rich. If you're joining us tonight, welcome to the Dead Dodge Garage Super Boring Sunday Streaming Extravaganza. I don't remember what I named it edition. And if you would, please hit the like button on your screen. It's somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it does stuff for the thing with the deal. Ross says, I got my own cookies. Still jealous. I actually, and this is true, 100% true, I am very hungry. So we're going to be diving into these expired ketchup chips tonight. And don't mind all the toys behind me. That's just part of the experience. We did a big rethink on my daughter's room yesterday, which is awesome. But all the overflow came in here, so there's barely even room for me to sit. Peter Griffin's with us again. Yo! How's it going? How's it going, Dan? Lovejoy? Busted Radio Garage? Bell James? 12 Bravo? Damn it. I think the gang's all here. Seems like most of the gang is here. My sister is. Yo! Doggy. Oh, awesome. Dave was here helping me on Friday again. And I turned him on to the Marionberry cider, which is quite good. But we drank the rest of it, so I had to go get more. And I didn't see the Marionberry, so I went for Old Faithful. The blackberry pie. Nice. Peter Griffin says, hey, Jamie, did you see the guys up north? He has Mopars for sale. 69 Roadrunner one, 25,000. Roller with 4-speed transmission. No. I did not see whatever you're referring to. That seems expensive for a roller, but I guess if it's a really nice car or something. I wouldn't know anything about really nice cars. What the hey, JMR? What is the hip hop happening? Amy Harville's with us again and says, you have ketchup chips? I have deep fried PB&J. Oh, man. I probably should have waited to actually open these until Stacy joined us, but I'm sure he won't mind. I'm really hungry. had ketchup chips before. I don't even think they were expired. Unlike these. Tasty. OGDC is here and says, I'm here. Welcome. Welcome to it. Oh, awesome. I was just about to ask what we're talking about tonight, but I can see from the comments it's going to be Kickdown linkage. Here we go. Dirty Old Mopar's here as well and says, good to be here. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, got it. I am. I've been doing a lot of cooking. So Mrs. Jamie doesn't have to do all the cooking. That seems pretty reasonable. She's done almost all the cooking for like 9 years now. So been doing that, and we were actually like doing things around the house, which is great. Our daughter's room was an absolute disaster. We fixed that. Now this room's a disaster, but that's fine. So I've mentioned that I'm going to be doing a dart sport. It's a 408 stroker, 5-speed. And the owner is just, the car's not here yet. It's in California. It's getting shipped up here. But I'm not ready for it because the 73 Charger is still in the shop. I'm going to be breaking that engine in this week, which is awesome. I'm going to break it in on the stand at Rocket. But anyway, he's been shipping us parts. Like, all of the parts to put this car together are basically here, except for we're getting a Dana 60, and the actual housing isn't here yet, but everything else is. And I'm sure there's other little stuff. But he's ordered like a whole car's worth of parts, and he stacked a ton of it in the shop, and I was out of room. So then the rest of it, I'd just been piling in the living room. Yesterday, the leaf springs fell on my wife's foot. So I made room in the shop, and I got all the parts out of the living room. That's looking pretty good. Anyway, yeah, didn't really do car stuff this weekend, which is nice. Take a break every now and again. I did film a couple videos. Mostly Mopar is here again and says, good evening. Good evening, Mostly Mopar. How you doing? My sister has one of the Blackberries left. I should go grab that and join the party. I highly recommend it. Yeah. Peter Griffin says that was definitely too much. Yeah, I didn't see the car or the guy, but yeah. Yes. That's a good point. Ross says, loved the Kickdown video. Didn't cover my 12-valve second gen, but got me on the right track. Kickdown type number 3. Yeah, it's a little different on the on those, but it's the same idea. So, yeah. Good enough, I hope. You know, this is directed at the vintage Mopars anyway, not the trucks so much, but actually, see, this is a chill dog. He just passed out next to me. He's so cute. There's a good zero. Anyway, sorry, I'm hungry. I skipped lunch. Anyway, I've actually dealt with sticking kickdown cables on not a P pump, but a VE pump in the first gen. The cable, for whatever reason, it was able to go all the way, and then it just stopped. It would hang there, so I had to like lubricate it, and maybe I added an extra spring. It was just shifting super hard, and that's why. So anyway, it's all the same concept. But yeah. And David Biznett says, enjoyed the Torque Fight Kickdown video, and the others also. Nice. Yeah, cool. That's one of the ones that I've been asked for a lot. So I finally got around to it. It's been on my list for like a year. There's a lot more stuff on there. So if I keep knocking out one a week, we'll be somebody. Dirty Old Mopar says, saw that latest video on the engine building. Great stuff. I will have questions for you. Yeah, cool. It's funny. I mean, a lot of what's in that video, it's stuff I already knew, but also stuff I kind of picked up from the comments on the previous videos. I've done a bunch of reading. I've watched a bunch more videos on the machining shortcomings on the modern lifters. I've learned a lot, and I thought, hey, this engine's broken in now, and everything's fine. Funny enough, there's actually one more problem, which I didn't get to at all in that video. So now I'm going to have to do another video. And it's about Chrysler's amazing machining. But anyway, yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in there. A lot of it I just learned. The one thing all of the knowledgeable commenters hate is the windage tray thing. They all say that's stupid, that's ridiculous, that's excessive. All right, yeah, you're probably right. But I tried it, and hey, that one didn't break in, so now I'll do everyone without a windage tray. Didn't break. God damn it, that one didn't break. Anywho, yeah. A lot of people said this is amazing. This is the best video on cam break-ins I've ever seen. But some people had some other ideas. Lovejoy's joining us from the road again. Ah, crap. I have a funeral in Des Moines to attend in the morning. Should roll into Des Moines about midnight my time. Well, good luck with that. It doesn't sound like a party. Mike Miskey, my friend Mike Miskey, who I used to work with. We sold parts at the O'Reilly Auto Parts. He now manages our local AutoZone, which is awesome. Says, what happened to the beard, Jamie? I hit 10,000 subscribers. And I said I was going to shave it when I hit 10,000 subscribers, so I did. And I had to cut the hair off, too, because that would have just been silly. It keeps trying to grow back out. I've been enjoying not having it, so I keep trimming it. But one of these days, I'll just let it go. Yeah. Anywho. But yeah, actually just saw Mike. I was in the Charger. I guess that must have been Friday. I was cruising by the AutoZone, and he was getting in his Chrysler 300. Anyway. Bell James says, for those of us who forget to like, just X out of the chat, then the like button pops up. You don't even lose the stream, then you just pop back into the chat. I randomly got into the live chat on my phone recently, and it looked like there was a little button popping up in the bottom corner over the chat. I thought that might be a like button, but it might be something else. I have no idea. Dan Berg is here with us. Good evening, Dan. How you doing? Donnie says, probably the reason for the splitting headache is riding from coast to coast. Love the Sunshine State. Yeah, you can just drive from... Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Oh, okay. The guy that has those cars for sale has a YouTube channel. Ryan Barsness has Mopars for sale. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know that name. I know a lot of them, but there are... Mopar world is small, but it's bigger than I think. Pathetic. OGDC says, got a 505 Dart Sport, 970s and 80s. Nice. Very cool. I've got a Demon, and I'm such an amazing driver. It runs low nines in the eighths. Mike Miskey, also said, by the way, have you watched Darts Across America? No, I haven't. What is that? Darts Across America. Well, apparently, there's a band called Darts that has an album called Across America. Oh, damned. Huh. No idea. Donnie says, maybe not her thing, but have you thought about inviting Mrs. Jamie on the show? Yes. And actually, I tried to get her to be my Uncle Kathy pretty early on. The problem was it's Sunday evening, and it's right around the same time that we have to be giving our daughter a bath and washing her hair and everything and getting her ready for school on Monday morning. So it kind of just never worked out. And then she had better things to do and dinners to cook and that sort of thing. So yeah, I've tried to get her to do it several times. She said she would eventually, but I mean, she taught classes and has done a zillion hours of video chatting. It's not like she's against that. Sometimes she's a car person too. Sometimes. This is a mess. YT viewer, our friend YT viewer, is back with us this week and says, can you recommend a pretty good rear end for a current one-legged 66A body? It'd be nice to put power to both wheels. Well, yeah. And it sounds like you're going to end up making way too much horsepower in that car too. So, I mean, an 8 3/4 is great. A Ford 9-inch is great. A Ford 8.8 is another option. Yes, dear. Not spicy. Those are ketchup chips. I think you tried them before and you liked them. You say hi to everybody? You want to tell them about your room? I already did. It's clean and it's nice, and we got rid of the playhouse bed I built you when you were like 4, and now you just have a normal bed and you love it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you got a bunch of good options. I love the factory 8 3/4, and it just bolts in there, an A-body one. But just that housing is kind of on the expensive side. If you want to make a ton of power, so that dart sport, we're doing a Dana 60, and I told him that is excessive. You do not need that. It's $2,500 brand new. That's not bad when a used A-body 8 3/4 housing is like half that. Yes, dear. What? Well, I would like it back, okay? You can't just keep it for my whole live stream. I've only got half battery, too. So. All right, close the door, please. Okay. Oh, he was thinking about coming with you, but I think he'll stay with me. Okay, bye. Too many options. OGDC says, I have fooled around with that kickdown on my Charger, and yes, they are a little touchy. You have to find the right spot. Yep. And that's what I was trying to explain in the video. Hopefully I did. It's amazing. I had a comment. I think the guy must have just read the title and just jumped in and commented. Well, actually, that's not just a kickdown. That controls the shift points. So I wrote out a big, long response. Did you watch the video? Because I explain all of this. And by the time I was done writing the response, he deleted his comment. So I guess he watched the video. Anyway, yeah, that's one of the things I was trying to get across. I hope I did. It can be a little weird. You do the factory adjustment, which is full throttle, full push on the transmission lever. And sometimes that goofs things up. And it's the difference in ratio from the top to the bottom. So it takes a little bit of science to get it right. I've had them that work great. I've had them that just no matter where you put it, you either can't have kickdown or you can't have nice shifting. Pick your poison. So yeah, it can be tricky. Hopefully the video is helpful to some people. But yeah. Donnie says, I was looking for that 4-speed conversion video. I didn't know carp about that carp. Perhaps a part 2 to the kickdown. Oh, a 4-speed conversion? The kickdown delete, or as my brother always called it, well, the 3-pedal solution. That's, that's been the big name for it. But the transmission cooling line delete. That's what it is. Or the ATF delete, although Mopar still put ATF in the 4 speeds. Anyway, yeah, I have a whole series on the 4-speed conversion. So they're in a playlist on my channel called the 3-pedal solution. Oh, and if any of you are interested, I actually put together 2 new playlists today, just in case you haven't been around the channel for a long time, so you haven't seen these videos. If you have, whatever. I've finally made a playlist for the technical guide type videos, since I'm doing a lot more of those. I kind of want to keep them all together. And then I did one for my opinion pieces, the don't restore your car, it's a trap, or don't ruin your A-body by spending a bunch of money on it. That sort of stuff. They're all rolled together in playlists now. But yeah, and then there's a Mopar electrical guide one. There's one on the toolbox charger, which I need to update. And then there's one on the 3-pedal solution. So a whole 4-speed conversion in my 66 Charger beginning to end. And it's a 66 Charger, but it's almost exactly the same process for any of these cars. So yeah. Dan Berg says, you're not going to believe this, but I found a 75 Dodge Colt on Marketplace for $500, and they claim it runs out. Wow. I've seen a later Dodge Colt. I've never seen one that early. 710 cap. That's a good one. Make sure you check your 710 fluid, okay? I'll answer this. I'll answer this as I read the question. Is Coronet pronounced Coronet or Cornet? I hear both. It's Coronet, and also there are a couple ways of pronouncing it. It depends on where you put the where you enunciate, where you put the in the word. Uncle Tony calls it a coronet, but I call it a coronet, whichever one. Sometimes I call them coronet just to be silly. Anyway. YT viewer says, grow the beard back at 20,000 subs. That would be, yeah. That could work. That could work. It's good inspiration. People that don't want to see my chin anymore, because it worked so well the first time around. When it starts getting colder, I will miss my beard. Oh, Ross says that's the money button. Okay, cool. Well, you can hit that one too. But yeah, got it. Okay. We all learned something. Dirty Old Mopar says, punching out a 360, it had one rusty cylinder wall. Broke it down, sent it to the machine shop. May have to go 40 over, so I'm worried. Is that too much wall gone? No, you'll be fine. You want to have them sonic check it and make sure it's like worth boring. But 40 over is no big deal on a 360. I think. Crap. The one that was in the garbage can before was 40 over. I think the one here, the second one was it was either 20 or 30 over. Not totally sure. But anyway, yeah. No, for 360, 40 is fine. Super common. I've had at least 2 at that size. So no worries. You know the great thing? If it breaks, 360 blocks are cheap. You can just have another one machined and throw your parts in it. Dirty Old Mopar says, also wanted to shave more deck on the heads to bump up compression. Yes, you can do that. You can do that a little bit. Yeah, good flat top piston. I mean, the 360 heads are open chamber, so you're never going to get amazing compression. You can shave them a bit, and it will help. It's going to goof up your intake geometry. You may want to have your intake milled so it matches better. You will almost certainly want to leave the cork end seals out because the intake is likely going to sit down farther. And you can, in extreme cases, end up with a port mismatch too. So it might be worth setting the intake on, getting a camera down there, or coming up with another means of verifying how the port match is. But yeah, all good stuff. I didn't deck the heads on mine. They're just stock. I just did a basic port match, gasket match on the intake. I don't even think I touched the exhaust side. I did a bowl cleanup, and I blocked off the heat crossover and put in some gnarly springs. And it works very well. But the compression, it should be higher. Let's be honest with ourselves. But I'm happy with how it performs. Nick Durkitz is here and says, hey, Jamie, sorry I missed the chat last week. I bought an 82 D150 Slant 6 Miser, one owner. Cool. I'm in love with it. Somehow I blame you. I don't even like the color blue. Nice. I had an 85, I think, D150 long bed, Slant 6. And that was, and I'm not kidding, it was the just greatest running Slant 6 I've ever heard in my life. But all of those 80s ones are pretty good. I've got one in the 67 Barracuda, and it's a great engine too. I don't, I mean, they lighten the block, they lighten the crank, so all good things. They also have a hydraulic cam, which in theory is worse, but in practice, I don't know. Those engines just run awesome. So cool. I loved my Slant 6 4-speed 4-wheel drive one, but I never really got to use it, and it never quite ran right. It had this weird ignition problem. They had converted it to points, and I realized one day the points were barely opening. I fixed that, and it still ran like garbage, and I just kind of gave up. I'm sure like points and condenser and just actually setting them right, checking the dwell, it would have been fine. But yeah, I'll have another one of those someday, I think. Mopar Man 67 is with us again and says, great material, Jamie. Your latest video on the 440 rebuild fail has me apprehensive about ever rebuilding my engine now. Not that it needs it right now, just thinking eventually. Don't be apprehensive about rebuilding your engine. Be apprehensive about replacing your camshaft. If there's nothing wrong with the cam in that engine and you're happy with the horsepower, you just want to freshen the engine, leave the cam alone. And if you want more out of it, you might consider having your original cam machined and having your lifters refaced. buy a cam grinding company. That would be my best recommendation for you. Obviously, if that cam's wiped out, that's not going to work. But yeah, just be careful. And above all, don't assume that you could just buy a new cam and lifter kit off the shelf at Summit, throw it in, and everything's going to be great. Everything may not be great. David Bisnet says, will you consider doing a video on restoring factory air as opposed to vintage air? Pros and cons, please. It's hot where I live. I will consider it. The thing is, I don't really know dick all about air conditioning. I'm currently getting a crash course in it, doing the vintage air kit in that Challenger. And then in the other car we're getting out the door right now, which is a 67 Coronet convertible. I've done several videos on that. In fact, I need to do a wrap-up video. It's almost done. And it came together really well. But we used, actually, it was a non-AC car. So we took the insane step, this was before I was there, of modifying the firewall so all of the factory AC parts fit. I mean, everything is different. The throttle is in a different position. Everything is different. So we did a bunch of work to make that happen. So it's got a factory AC box, factory AC controls, and then we used a classic auto air kit for a modern compressor and lines. And we just had that charged. It did work. So that's cool. Seemed like a good way to go if you have an original AC car. And it sounds like you do. So I think I'd be more inclined to do that. And here's why. The vintage air kit is nice because it gets you air conditioning. That's it. It's just not, it's cheap. It's all plastic and I don't like it. It works, it fits, but even some of the parts they supply to you are just like cheesy. Their block-off plate for the blower motor, the original blower motor position, is just a circle and 3 plastic push clips. Here you go, buddy. Slap that on there. So I'm just not really impressed with their kit. I put one in that car. I've tested it all. It does work. That's cool. We haven't charged the AC yet, but I tested the motors and things, and yeah, great. Until it breaks. But I just don't like it. Maybe after we get that one up and running, because we have one. Tom's cop car has a factory compressor, and it works. And then we've got the convertible, which is the modern compressor factory box, and then we'll have the full vintage air conversion. It would be really cool to do a comparison of all of them. Something like that may come. But again, I'm not an air conditioning expert. I'm really getting my learning on that right now. I've always been an air conditioning. Why would I want that kind of guy? So there you go. I just thought of something. I don't know what it was. Nope, it's gone. 80 of you out there, thanks for joining us. If you don't mind, please hit the like button on the stream because it does things for the stuff with the deal. And if you use the send me money button, I will thank you. And I will use your money to buy more cider. So there you go. Oren Cahoon says, been watching lots of older videos again. Hitting the like button again. Does it help? Good to go back and look. Well, if you've already hit it once, it doesn't, I think it's a one per customer kind of deal. So I don't think going back and hitting the like button again, it probably does the opposite. But going back and watching them is great. And I have a lot of videos that are still getting views all the time. My Mecum video and the 61 Polaris video have both been getting about 600 views a day consistently for the last month, 3-4 weeks. And before that, they were getting even more. So it's crazy. And then my electrical guide videos, they get views all the time. So anyway, it's great. I really appreciate that people go back and watch the older stuff. If you get back far enough, you get to embarrassing versions of me where I'm either really loud and annoying or I'm super quiet and you can't hear what I'm saying. Anyway, that's fine. Oh, Avon is here with us and says, howdy, hey, my room is also clean and nice for the first time in like 2 years. Excellent. Our daughter is fun, very clever, but one thing she is not is tidy. And as she's gotten older, it's gotten better. And by better, I mean less bad. There were times in the past where you're just ankle deep in stuff when you walk into your bedroom when it was like clean 2 weeks ago. So that's great. Now you can usually see some of the carpet, but yeah. Anyway, so we'll go in and do a big, huge cleaning and say, okay, keep it nice. And she'll keep it nice for about 3 days. Anyway, congratulations and thanks for being here as usual. Mike Miskey says, a couple guys from Jersey came all the way to Seattle to buy a dart. It was awesome. I told them about your YouTube channel and he said to check out Darts Across America. I just searched for it once, but let me search for it again because the channel, for whatever reason, it didn't come up on a Google search, but weird. It's not coming up. Huh. Damn them. That sounds pretty cool. Oh, Mike Miskey also says that I am the Mopar genius. I'm not claiming that, but I do know some things. I know enough to be dangerous, as people love to say. And dangerous, as my mother is fully aware, I void warranties. Donnie said crap. I meant crap. But I liked carp better. Yeah, it's 84 now. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Oh, the other thing I was going to say was, if you have any input on this weekend's videos, I put out 3 of them. You know, we're not keeping score or whatever, but I'm just saying, put out 3. And some of them were even worth watching. Anyway, if you have any input on those that you haven't dropped in the comments, I'd love to hear it. If you have any Mopar technical questions, awesome. Drop them in the comments now, and I'll check them out. And although it will take me a while, and I apologize for that, but it'll probably be 15 minutes. And I don't know. Tell us what kind of Mopars you're wrenching on this weekend. Bob says to just touch on the Challengers one more time. I agree. It did not need to be a Hemi car. It did just add that extra little touch. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's I put the Hemi Challenger on video because I had a Hemi Challenger and I wanted to put it on video. Crap! Which reminds me, Donnie, I don't know how I did this. You had a question earlier that I missed. It was before I actually went live. And it was, what's the rarest Mopar you've ever driven? The Daytona is rarer. They didn't make a lot of 71 Hemi Challengers either, though. Speed. Let's find out. I know that they are pretty rare. 71 Hemi Challengers. Holy crap, really? It's only 70? Wow. Okay, so the rarest car I've ever driven is a 1971 Hemi 4-speed Challenger with 26,000 miles on it. It's purple. But anyway, yeah, wow. I've driven a Daytona. In fact, there's a video on my channel driving a Daytona, which no one watched. So I don't know what that's about. People on my channel just love junk and failure, and I know that. But sometimes I get to touch nice things. Anyway, Bob, I wanted... Yeah, there's a Hemi Challenger in the shop, and he said I could put it on video. So I put it on video, but I couldn't really drive it. And I just thought it was cool. I'm building this crazy space age 71 Hemi Challenger, modern Hemi, 3rd gen Hemi Challenger over here. And we've got a 426 Hemi Challenger over here. And I just wanted to, it didn't matter what the video was. Frankly, I didn't think the video was all that great, but the cars are. So that's what's really important. But yeah, but I also wanted to make a point. And my point is, exactly. You understand it. It's just, it doesn't have to be a Hemi car. The Hemi is awesome. It's super cool, but it's just the idea of the car being the way it's meant to be. And I've done at least one big video on that. That's my preference. I get the modernization thing. I mean, you do too. You've got a modern Challenger. I know that. And you know what that's like, but I don't want to make these cars things they're not. I want them to be the way they're meant to, within reason. You know, if a car is a total pile of crap, build it what you want, you know? And obviously, you know, that 71 Challenger was originally a 318 automatic, and now it's going to be something amazing. So cool, really cool. But yeah, I think I would rather have a stock 383 in a 71 Challenger if I were to pick mine. But if I could have a Hemi, I'd have a Hemi. I knew they were rare, but 70. I didn't know there were only 70. I'm sure I've read that before. There were 3,800 RTs. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's going to be the rarest thing I've driven. Daytona would be second. Walter G is with us and says, "What up, homie?" Yeah, it's normal stuff. Hanging out, eating ketchup chips, being silly. Hard to believe. Ooh, doggy. Rich Jordan wants to know, I've seen different transmission throttle levers for the 727 and the 46RH. Yeah, there are different lengths for different applications. Do any of the variants help with kickdown setup on an old car 46RH setup? Might be different hole pivot distance for matching ratios. Well, it depends on how you're doing that. If you're putting the 46RH behind a carbureted engine, use the stock stuff and the stock lever on that transmission. That's what you want. If you're putting it behind, say, a Magnum, and you're going to use the cable on the Magnum, then use the longer one from that application. But yeah, it's nice to have those options. Generally, for a carburetor with a stud, or I think even with the cable on the bottom, you're not going to need the big, huge one. I think more often than not, it needs to be shorter. But I'm not here to say that for sure. I just know it's something I've seen time and time again where the ratio is just goofy. There's actually, I can't remember, it might be on Motor Trend or on one of those things when I was doing research for the Kickdown video, because I know a lot, but I just wanted a couple extra pieces of information. And there was a Motor Trend article that talked about the ratios, and it was like the amount of movement here needs to equal this amount of movement here. And it's out there somewhere. I can't tell you what it's called. But anyway, it's something you need to know. But yeah, if you're going to do a 46RH behind a carburetor, use the earlier linkage and the earlier, shorter lever. That's what you want. I can't think of any particular situation at this moment where you would specifically want the longer one from the 46RH. Winter Jolt wants to know, what's a good price for a 68 to 72 Dodge Charger? Great question. I paid an insane amount of money for my 68. It just, I don't know. It varies a lot. If you watch my Mecum video from last year, I talk about the prices of 68 Chargers and 68 Charger RTs specifically. I know those pretty well, but also we're living in strange times and the market is doing interesting stuff. And so I don't know if that information still applies. I don't know. But I'll put it to you this way. A total piece of garbage, 68 to 70, that needs literally everything, has no drivetrain. You're lucky if it has a title. It's super, super rusty. You're going to pay $10,000. A buildable car, crappy paint, interior's crappy, but it's like you could probably put drivetrain in it and go. So the rust isn't super, super horrible. I'm going to say 20 to 20 range. 318 car, 30 to 40, depending on how nice it is. Big block car, 50 to 60. RT. Yeah, 71s are still good. They're funky. You know, they're not as desirable or expensive, but there are also some rare models in 71, like the Super B. So they're still worth a bit, but I couldn't quote you exact prices. Yeah, if you could get like a drivable Charger for under 30 grand, you're probably doing okay. But that varies so much by engine, drivetrain, the condition of the car, how much rust, how crappy a restoration it's had. You know, I mean, it just, yeah. Stan Nelson is just in. Did you play a tune yet? Yes, I opened with part of one. I'll try to think of another one. I've got a guitar. I even tuned it for the occasion. So, that. I'm not going to read that one, but I did click on it. I think you guys we've covered it. I'm trying not to read the comments between people, and it's cool. Have conversations. I'll just try and skip past it if I see the @ sign. But anyway, it helps thin it down just a little bit, just a tiniest little bit. Lovejoy says, gotta love YouTube comments that are posted before they watch the video. The Brat video hit 9,500 views, and I'm getting more and more of those. Welcome to it, my friend. Just awesome. Okay, Winter Jolt says, I'm also willing to do work on the Charger. Yeah, cool. Well, then, buy a project. It's going to be the best. Bishop of Rusty Iron says, those are solid estimates, and I will take that as a vote of confidence in my pricing of classic Mopars. But anyway. What level of nightmare are you willing to accept? I mean, can you blow the entire back half of the car apart and build it with AMD stuff if you can even get it? Can you build an engine? It depends on your know-how. But yeah, even a project Charger. I mean, when I got mine, okay, I've said this on video before, so I'll just say it again. I am not trying to brag. I bought a Cobra replica for a stupidly cheap amount of money, and I sold it for what it was worth. So because of that, I was able to buy my 68 Charger, which is relatively nice, but not as nice as it looks on camera, for $52,500. And I was happy. I would have liked to have paid less because of all the rust bubbles that were not shown in the pictures that I was sent. But it is what it is, and I'm still happy. I love the car. And again, because it was almost like not real money, like it just take the money, give me the damn Charger. So I was happy with that. But before that happened, I was going to buy a horribly crappy one, and it was $9 grand. And I was like, I'll be there tomorrow. And then 100 other people messaged him, and then he said, well, someone offered me 10. And I was like, screw that guy, I'll give you 10, no problem. And this car needed everything. It had no drivetrain. I don't think it had correct seats. It had rust everywhere. It was a 68, which is what I really want. I think it was an original 383, but I don't remember. And it had a title. And I do believe it had a grill. Anyway, then someone else offered even more money, and he told me to take a walk. I had his phone number and his address. I should have just shown up. Anyway, but yeah, if you're willing to restore one, you're going to be in the 10 to 20 range. And it sucks. It's ridiculous. They shouldn't cost that much for a total piece of garbage that needs a full restoration. But they do. If you're willing to settle for a later one, 71 RTs are valuable, but 71 lower model cars aren't. So, yeah, 71 too. I actually really like the 73 4 car as well. I've said that many times, and I stand by it. It's kind of like that blank slate thing. The one here, we did a color change on it. We moved the bumpers in like a 71 car. We are converting from original 318 to 440, converted to bucket seats. I mean, put all the good stuff in it. Make it a good one, Awesome. So yeah, if you like the look of those, and I really do like the 73 4. I'm not saying that ironically. I really like them. I think they're attractive cars. The great engines were gone, but they were still cool. The rubber baby buggy bumpers, I'm not into that look. So backdate the bumpers, crank up the horsepower a little bit. You got yourself a good Charger. Dan Tupper says, generally intake manifolds live through several engines. Indeed. Sometimes for decades and decades. I think most of the ones I've had for a long, long time are gone. I've got an LD4B on the garbage can engine that's in the Demon right now. That's been around for quite a while, but yeah. Ross says those Misers were the cheapest full-size 4x4 pickup you could buy when they were new by quite a bit. Nice. Dan Berg says, so what's going on with my 300? Did you get going to the way you wanted? I bought the brake parts this week, finally. I haven't actually touched it, but I got the parts. The people have been asking for a thermoquad video, so that's going to be coming as well. And I am looking forward to that. I love the thermoquad. I really do. They're kind of garbage, but they're pretty sweet. So yeah, I've got some parts. I need to get some time. I'm digging through projects right now. The crew cab Dodge, I'm wrapping up that project. It's getting shipped to Arizona. There have been updates on that on my Instagram lately. There is a video coming, but it's like I'll do a piece and then I do something else, and I'll do a piece and I'll do something else. In fact, I keep having to delete videos off my phone because it's always full because YouTube. And the other day I was like, nope, can't delete that one, still filming it. Nope, can't delete that one, still filming it. 5 videos in the last week that I've worked on and are not done. God. And there's like another handful from months long gone by. And that's just these various projects that I have to get back to. So anyway, I'm trying to button up that crew cab. I still have a Studebaker here. I've got my sight set on that now. I just finished a head job on a Dakota that was here for months. Oh crap, I need to message that guy. There's just so much going on. So I haven't gotten back to the 300. I would very much like to do that. If I can have brakes, a carburetor that works, and license plates, I will go get tires. I'll put a muffler on it, and I'll drive it. Really looking forward to that. But what's going on with it right now is it's sitting in my yard. HR says, bro AC equals 440 method. I don't know what that means. Dan Tupper says, oh, intakes last for multiple engines, but heads die pretty often. So when I make big changes on an engine, I typically mill both the fire deck and intake on the heads. Interesting. Okay. I mean, yeah, obviously I know that's a possibility. In Slant 6 world, you have to. You mill the hell out of the block and the head. Hold on. Mopar 73 Duster's with us again, still with a picture that looks just like that Duster I had a couple months ago that I sold. And he says, what happens when the lower control arm on a Duster has slop in the pivot shaft? I was told it's throwing the car out of alignment. Well, yes. So it's funny enough, my Demon and Charger both have bad lower control arm bushings. Super, super common on classic Mopars. It just happens again and again and again. What happens is the bushing around that pivot shaft wears out. So then it's able to move. So if you can think of it from the perspective of your ball joints, right? Your upper ball joint is here, your lower ball joint is here. So they're in a line like this. Well, when your lower ball joint can move, when your lower control arm can move in and out because that bushing's gone, suddenly this wheel is doing this. Now, it may not be doing it very much. It might only be, it might be that. But from an alignment standpoint, that's quite a lot. And it messes up the geometry of the front end as it's doing that. It's just no longer in the right spot. You can have horrible noises. You can have something I experienced in my 70 Swinger a long time ago, which I thought was like a bad gearbox or something. No, it wasn't. Sometimes when those are bad, you'll be going down the road and all of a sudden the center of your steering wheel will shift a little bit. It was centered over here. Suddenly it's centered here. And that's kind of terrifying, but that's why the wheel is actually moving and it's changing your alignment when it does that. So yeah, super fun stuff. I mean, it can happen when you're going over bumps. It can happen when it catches something in the road. It can happen for no reason at all as you're steering. So yes, it messes up your alignment. It's all bad. Now, I highly recommend you fix it and put polyurethane bushings in there. They last a lot better. They're a lot more rigid, last longer, are better, more rigid. Anyway, you can also do new rubber. We did new rubber in the 73 out here, and that'll last a while, but it will not last forever. So yeah, yes, that is not bad, not good. It's bad for the chicken. Mr. PF Flyer dropped in and says, present and accounted for here on the DDG. Thanks for being here. You commented on, oh, which video was it? I think it was the Camshaft one. I don't remember. Anyway, thanks for being here. And as my sister says, tickle the like button if you would. 97 of you out there now. Thank you very much for being here. 97 is not a record, but it's getting up there. Someone said something about making it a record. It might have been Dan. I feel like it was Dan. But anyway, if you would hit the like button, that would be great because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. And if you have questions, ask them. Oh, I think Donnie dropped out, but not before. I don't have my phone, but not before saying that's a mighty fine sarsaparilla. Anyway, where were we? Yes, we were here. Rocket Tom checking in. Lazy Sunday. Yeah, I did a couple things. Oh, the other thing I did was cleaned out our whole camper trailer today because it's going to Utah. So that's great. Anyway, Tom says, hoping to get the 71 Challenger done by Graham. 2 weeks might be optimistic, but hopefully we can get it done. I'm going to keep all my fingers crossed. I think it's possible, even if it's not like 100% perfect. I mean, I got the heater hoses, by the way, right on time as usual. They're in the charger. Hopefully I remember them on Tuesday. So we got to do that, and we can get coolant in it. Still working on the AC thing. We don't have the right compressor yet, but it should be here tomorrow. So that's cool. There's still lighting wiring to get through, but like the dash is in, everything works. Got to get the columns finished. I just have to wire it now. It could happen. It could happen. We're going to be cutting it close. But yeah, if the stars align and we get the Challenger done by the Graham show, we will be taking it there, and I will stand around and brag about it. So I will make an announcement if it looks like that's going to happen. If any of you are going to the show in Graham, I've never been there. It's kind of exciting. It's called Sunbust, isn't it? I actually have a plaque from that show, but I've never been to it. Anyway, if I'm going to be there with that Challenger, I'll make an announcement. And if any of you guys want to go, shake hands or whatever, that'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. Mr. PF Flyer says, I tried that, and the like button slapped me. Nice. All Classics Restoration is with us again. It says, good day, Jamie and DDG gang. How you doing there? How's stuff going in your world? Bell James says, yes, the 300 could use at least a seal dryer in charge. Totally factory unit, all there. Might be good to add the 300 to an AC resto video. Very true. Very true. Now, it came with a very small amount of R12. I doubt it's enough. I don't know if I know anyone that can get more and do it with R12. We do have a good AC guy, so I can ask him. I've done 134 conversions in the past with success. Does that count as restoration? I don't know. But yeah, usually if the compressor's good, I just send it with the gas and call it a day. If it leaks back out, well, it leaks back out. But we'll see where that goes. I very much would like to have the AC working on that car. So yes. Stan Nelson wants to know, are there other channels you really like? I'm really liking Mopar Joe. Mopar Joe is great. He's super knowledgeable. He knows what he's doing. I've watched a few of his videos. In fact, one that I really thought was cool was when he weighed a big block with aluminum heads and compared that to what a small block weighs. That was eye-opening. That was really cool. So anyway, just Mopar Joe's great. There are others. I mean, I've kind of discussed this before. Like, there are so many, like, medium known Mopar channels that I just don't have the time or energy to keep them all straight. I have friends with channels. I'm always checking in on them, seeing how they're doing. Like that guy. The ones I watch consistently, Uncle Tony's Garage. I get an unending amount of useful information out of that one. So, apparently Uncle Tony got a puppy. Right now, his lives are going to be full of dog noises. I watched Vice Grip Garage, and we already did all that last week, so we'll just skip it this week. Others, those are the ones that I always watch in Car World. Now, I'm going to share with you other channels I watch, because it's basically like all cars all the time in my world, so I don't need to watch other people doing it. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I watch a couple channels. One of them is called SV Seeker, Sailing Vessel Seeker, the boat the internet built. That guy, I think his name is Doug. He's awesome. Really, really like that guy. He just has the best attitude. He's now living on this boat that he built and just always doing little projects and stuff on it. So it's still mechanical. Like, I still relate to it. And I also happen to like boats quite a bit. And I'd love to build one someday. But anyway, super cool channel. Great guy. Super positive. You know, just it's nice to listen to someone that positive. And he's learning, and that's the same thing I'm doing, which is just learning. Super cool. So I love his outlook, and I just love his channel. I love all those videos. There's another one, Tally Ho. That's another boat channel. That's a wooden sailing boat that's being restored on that channel, and it's a very popular channel, actually. I watch every video from that channel as well. So that's most of the channels I'm watching all the time right now, and then they come and go. I do some podcast type stuff, but mostly because I'm in the car 2 hours a day. So yeah. Mike Miskey says, I am the man. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Stage Zero Jason is here right on time as usual and says, I'm playing the drinking game. Cheers. Was finishing up a couple non-Mopar videos with the boy. Well, good luck with that. The non-Mopar videos don't work for me at all. They just don't. You know, the Wagoneer video got views, but not on the level of what I've been doing lately. And this weekend's videos, all three of them have done fairly well. Not amazing, but doing the Wagoneer and what else did I do last weekend? Something else that just kind of bombed. And it's so amazing because I'm always in the YouTube analytics thing and just watching it go. But the funny thing is, you know, a bad day now is still like a bad day is still like 7,000 or 8,000 views. And it's like much higher than a good day 2 or 3 months ago. So it's just all perspective. Anyway, the point is non-Mopar doesn't work for me. And remember. He's so cute. You can't see him, but he's adorable. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah. Damn it. What was the last and remember I did? I don't know. Columbia House Record Club. I'll come up with one later. Bishop of Rusty Iron, whose picture appears to be a 50s car. Was that 58 Plymouth? I can't tell. Anyway, tossed a valence on my 69 Charger this weekend. Awesome. Very cool. Season of the Soul 68 has it right. Says, need a max wedge car. Yes, I'd very much like to do a max wedge one of these years. I love the Hemi. You know, my heart is with the Hemi, but max wedge would be neat. And I think my brother's home, but maybe not. Wagons of Steel, that guy, Gaffo Jones. He does drag racing in Stock Eliminator, and he runs max wedges, and that got me pretty excited about him. Jason says, no Mopar wrenching, unfortunately, this weekend. Needed to remove a vinyl top on my son's 91 Grand Marquis. Well, better luck next time. Carp, White Chocolate Macedonians, Fire Buyer. What next? You answered that question. Mr. PF Flyer says, fought more rusty fasteners off the rear of my Dodge Caliber yesterday. Not as exciting as what Jamie and most of the rest of you got to work on. Well, you know, the good news for you is sometimes I have to work on Fords. That's one of the 5 videos I'm working on right now, by the way. Is not going to do well at all, but I still have to do it, so I might as well do a video. There's also a Chevy Astro in the driveway right now, so, you know. And don't forget mail trucks. I do so many mail trucks. I've done 2 in the last 2 days. Stage 0 Garage Jason says, please do a driving comparo between the Challengers. Bribe the purple owner to bring it back for it. Well, that car will come back. I mean, so here's the disappointing thing. I got footage of us, not of me driving it, but of riding in the passenger seat with Tom on his first test drive, and that's when the throttle cable snapped. So I had that, and it was cool because we had a fire extinguisher with us because Hemi car, you know, and the heater box was out. I had pulled the heater box because we were doing the heater core. So it's me in the passenger seat with a fire extinguisher between my legs and crap just blowing in through the blower motor hole. And it was hilarious. And apparently in one of the zillion cell phone storage purges to record more video, I deleted it. So that sucks. For various reasons, we can't currently drive that Challenger on the road. I have before, but currently we can't do that. So I don't think a driving video is going to happen, unfortunately. It's insured, but it's between registrations. I'll just say that. It's insured for an insane amount of money because that's what it's worth. But for various reasons, we can't drive it right now. Or I probably would have for that video, even though I couldn't drive the red car. I will absolutely do a driving video of the red car when I'm done. That was the whole point of doing the video of driving it before, you know, with the Magnum engine. So that will definitely happen. The purple car will be back eventually. So someday I will have to do more video with it. It's just the coolest thing in the universe. The other dogs are upset with life. What? What are you going to do? What would you even do out there? I mean, come on. Just have a chip, all right? Oh, if you're just joining us, I apologize, but I'm snacking on the Old Dutch ketchup chips. Would you guys chill? They don't care what I have to say. Okay, well, we're going to ignore that. Hopefully it's not super loud on your end. Anyway, JMR says, I redid my AC in my 70 Swinger. I sent the OEM underdash unit to Classic Air in Florida. Turned out like new. Got there under the hood kit. Compressor, dryer, mist brackets, and hoses and fittings. Classic Air. Is that Classic Air or Classic Auto Air? That's the one we got kits and the compressor from. And they're good. Nice stuff. But very cool. Good to know that's a service that is available. Dan Berg says, I just want a car. My car is a piece of crap. Makes your Volare look good. Well, the Volare is still here and still available. Rooster joined us a bit ago and says, the rarest car I ever drove. Actually, this was quite a bit ago. My apologies. And says, the rarest car I ever drove was a 70 GTX air grabber Hemi 4-speed. Nice. Also drove a 446 barrel. Both insane to control. We were having goofy throttle problems. Turns out the throttle pedal works better if you bolt it down in the 70 Roadrunner. And so basically the throttle was like on or off, either idle or that seems bad. OGDC says bucket list is to drive a Hemi. Never have, except my 05 Jeep. That don't count. No, I have to agree with you. That does not count. What? Chill, bro. Man. Anyway, yeah, bucket list. Oh, I've done that. And it was cool. You know, it's an original Hemi car. So I didn't get to test it. You know what I mean? No burnouts, no hard launches or anything like that. No, but I got to roll through the gears and it was cool. And it has a presence, you know, there's no denying that. Again, I didn't really get to test how fast it was. I feel like my Demon is faster, but it's also kind of built to be faster. So yeah, the Hemi's still cooler. Bill James says, one thing this weekend's video sparked is a lot of comments. Yes, there were plenty. There were plenty. When all the people come in telling me I'm wrong, I just have to remember that I am being paid for that. Even says, I like his video so much, I hit thumbs up twice. Thumbs up early, thumbs up often, and remember, God damn it. That fucker, I can't write it down. And remember, which actually I think where this comes from. A vote for Vermin Supreme is a vote completely thrown away. There we go. Battle Elf says, foreskin lives matter. No comment, but thanks. That happened. Dirty Old Mopar said, so I forgot to tell you I bought a 77 Plymouth Fury Saloon, Texas Highway Patrol. So do I keep the paint scheme of Texas Highway or Sheriff Roscoe Dukes of Hazzard car? I don't know. It's your car. What do you want? I mean, yeah, I'd probably leave it how it is, but I don't really like painting cars or color changes or that sort of thing. So it's your life. Twisted Mopar Garage dropped in, admittedly some time ago, and said, hello, everyone. How's it going there? Now, Bishop of Rusty Iron says Roscoe patrol car would be neat, and I mean, I have to agree. Rooster said hi to the family, and Dan, of course. Junkyard D is with us and said that. Rafael Ramirez says you should do a video on the amp meter problems from 70s Dodge trucks and how to fix it. Done. Kind of. Yeah, I will do a specific amp gauge video. That's another one that's on my list. So that will come eventually. But in my no crank, no start video, I go over the problems that the amp gauge has. The usual problem, which is a break internally. So stuff just doesn't work anymore. So yeah, I discuss it there. I probably should do a just pure amp gauge video. Again, it's on the list. Oh, that's cool. Johnny said the rarest car I ever drove was a 35 Auburn 851 Speedster with a Lycoming engine. Carlisle auction. Nice. Very cool. Oh, Dave's in the garage or was connecting the usual 3-pack of aftermarket gauges, which is hilarious because I took one off of that car because when I put the Magnum in, I didn't want to go through all the trouble to add connections for the extra gauges. And I thought, oh, hell, I'll just fix the factory gauges. But I didn't. Anyway, yeah, you drill and tap a hole in the intake crossover thingy in the front. There should be room for that somewhere. And then oil, you just add a T. It's easy enough. Walter D wants to know, is nitrous and a Slant 6 a bad idea? No, I think it's a very good idea. The Slant 6 is low compression as it is. I feel like it could probably take a lot, especially the earlier ones with the forged cranks, until all the oil slams into the number 5 and 6 rod because you made it too fast and it blows up. And Some time ago, Donnie was fixing to hit the bed because his head's all anus. And, oh, God damn it. And remember, burping is just your pukes farts. Yeah, that was it. Dan, the record was 104. And it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. We'll get there again. I'm not worried about that. I have dreamed of this, but I've also dreamed of putting him in a V. Chain the cranks together or whatever. Is welding 2 slant 6s together end to end to create a slant 12 a bad idea? I don't think it is. I think it's a great idea. Junkyard D says, I love second-gen Chargers, but realize they're beyond my pay scale. I think I'll stick to A-bodies. You and me both, dude. I mean, I have one, and I said how much I paid for it, which was a lot, but I didn't think I was ever going to be able to, and it was just that specific series of events that led to it. And just doing what I do, there are great months, and there are, holy crap, this is not a great month. And sometimes I'm looking at that car going, I can't afford to keep this, but my wife says I can, so it stays. But generally, A-bodies are what I like to play with. I have a lot of fun there. And I've done plenty of videos about that, I think. So, yep. Oh, and Winter Jolt was the one asking about buying a charger, and he said, thank you. I'm still looking for my charger, and I appreciate your info. You bet. Absolutely. Bobby's B joined us and said, life's going by too fast. Here we are again on another Sunday. I know. It's crazy. It's just faster and faster and faster. Oh, well. I'm getting my kicks either way. Walter G902 says, even the 80s front-wheel drive turbo Dodge Shelby Charger, especially the GLHS Chargers, are climbing up in value. I still regret not going after GLHS Omni or any turbo Mopar 25 years ago when I got my license. Yeah, I've never had one. I'd like to. I'd really like to. There was a Shelby Charger. It was just parked on the road in Aberdeen, and I almost knocked on a door. I never do that. I never do, but I almost did. I can't say I never do. I knocked on my next door neighbor's door when her Duster appeared in her driveway, but I don't usually. DDG. Free van, free van, free van. Lovejoy, I have to say, I'm disappointed by the number of views the free van video hadn't gotten last time I checked. The internet doesn't understand fun. I'll put this up even though it's a comment to someone else. I think putting a 2J in a Mopar is a great idea. I'm all for it. Dan says, mill slant 6 engines with a chainsaw. Typical 60,000 to 100 slab of metal removal. Yep. Rich Jordan says, are you aware of any problem solver? Yeah, I was just talking about that. Yeah. Problem solver urethane lower control arm bushings. Well, they're not problem solver. I mean, that's a Moog brand, but isn't it? I think that's Moog. Yes, definitely. But yeah, the polyurethane are out there. You leave the sleeve in, you burn the rubber out, you grease the poly and put it in there and you're done. And yeah, it's a good setup. The effect the rubber ones have, at least when new, is pretty nice. Yeah, I have heard that if you replace all your bushings with poly, it can make them ride worse. I've put poly bushings in lower arms in a good few of these, and I've never experienced that. So, do the poly. We'll put that up to read while I'm having a little drinky poo. $710 cap, which is just flawless execution, says, you put out so many great videos several times a week. Thank you. I don't know if they're all great. I hope they are. I hope they're at least good or watchable. Do you spend an insane amount of time at the computer putting them together? Yes, I do. I'm usually late. And the reason my Saturday and Sunday videos are always like late being uploaded, and my Friday for that matter, are always late being uploaded is because I'm finishing them that morning. And I usually get up out of bed, just depending on how late we stay up, 7 or 8 at the latest on the weekends. And I make coffee and I spend 2-3 hours getting videos edited and uploaded and doing the graphics and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it takes quite a bit. I used to do it all on my cell phone, which was insane. And I got pretty quick at it, but I think I'm quicker on the computer now. And it's so much more powerful, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, I've seen people, so I'm pretty fast at it. And that's just because my standards are so low. It's not because, you know, I've got practice now, so I guess you could say I'm good at it. But it's not because I'm amazing at it. It's just because I can accept a certain level of quality and move on. And I have read that, what is it? It's like 1 minute of screen time is an hour of editing. And mine is not like that at all. It's my 15 to 20 minute videos, I'm 1.5 hours, 2 hours, pretty much. So yeah. But yeah, 3 of those a week. And then comments, and then, yeah. And my daughter wonders why I don't finish her videos. I'll put that up on the board because it's fun. Super fun. Uncle Tony got a puppy. Oh, wow. Scott Prado checked in a few minutes until he loses interest. He's probably lost interest by now. My sister wants me to take her to the Graham show. Okay, maybe. Oh, cool. Hi. Good dog. It's a quality dog. All Classics Restoration says, busy as always. Headed to the Mopar Nats next weekend. Nice. Sounds cool. Careful, Icarus. Bobby's B says, for Mopar builds, Chris Birdsong is top notch. Yes, he is. And I don't know what happened. I might have brought this up last week, but a couple weeks ago, there was a guy who was always in the lives, and I don't think he's coming anymore. I think he thought I snubbed him. And I think what happened is he dropped a comment about Birdsong toward the end of the chat when I was either playing a song or something. And so I skipped his comment. I didn't even mean to. I read it and I didn't click it. And so he commented on the live after I posted it, or after it was over, and said, wow, you totally snubbed me for mentioning Birdsong. Do you hate that guy? What am I, chopped liver or something like that? I remember. I like Birdsong. He knows his stuff. He's super good at putting these cars together. I mean, I could never do what he does. Yeah. And he's got great videos about it too. So yeah, I've got nothing but respect there. I don't know. Like I say, I just accidentally skipped a comment and made someone think I hate him. That is not true. And I didn't mean anything by it to the commenter either. So anyway. Oh, well. Snowmonk VX. I don't know what VX is. I'm really hungry. Snowmonk VX says, unmolested 67. Sorry, I gotta chew. This is ridiculous. 67 barn find 3-3 4-barrel. Spins free. Looks good. No rust. Best way to upgrade? Heads. Cam. Leave it alone. I'd leave it alone. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you need 500 horsepower, okay, fine. Put heads and a cam on it and bump the compression up with better pistons. But I have a basic 2-barrel engine in my Charger, and I love that thing. It does great burnouts. It's got plenty of power. It sure isn't slow. It gets decent fuel mileage. It's just such a nice, usable engine. So I wouldn't change it. In my 66 Charger, which belongs to David, who's in the comments somewhere, I had a bone stock 66 383 2-barrel engine. It was originally a 361. The 361 ticked. So I took it out. I put in a bone stock 383. It smoked, but it was awesome. It was just the sweetest running thing. It sang. It played the song of our people. It was super smooth, idled amazing. It had great low end torque. It got 16.5 miles a gallon highway with 3.2 gears. I loved everything about that engine, but it was tired. And I found this built short block with pop-ups and, go fast stuff. So I put that in the Charger with a set of 906 heads, and it was slower. It was worse. Now, if I had a proper stall and gears to take advantage of that and a more aggressive cam to go hand in hand with the raised compression, it would have been a better combination. It was an experience that taught me a lot as far as getting the combination right. But my point is, this built 383 was no better or worse than the stock one I took out. So I've just gained this appreciation for factory 383s over the years, and that's how I like them. And yeah, you could build them, and that's cool. But yeah, I mean, if you really want to upgrade it and make some power, yeah, cool. Upgrade the cam. Try and get one that won't fail immediately. Good luck with that. And a set of those 440 source aluminum heads, I really like the look of those. And yeah, aluminum intake, modern 4-barrel. Away you go. Oh, Amy Harville's got a good one. Project Farm. I've watched a couple of his videos. I didn't quite get into it. I'm kind of a weirdo, I think. I need something out of the people I'm watching to hold my interest. I don't know how to put that in any better terms. That guy's smart. He knows a lot of stuff and does cool things, interesting tests. But just for whatever reason, I never got into it. XLMI wants to know what vehicles use the same torsion bar crossmember as 64 Dodge D330. Oh, yeah. We were talking about this last week. I think you said you needed one. And I said, well, that's fine. They're everywhere. That's a B-body. So 60... probably a lot of them, actually. What are you chewing on your butt for? What's wrong with you? Okay, I could be wrong on this, but basically, I'm almost 100% sure all 64 B bodies, Plymouth and Dodge, are the same. I believe 62 and 3 should also be the same, and 65. They changed the floor in 66. And I'm not totally sure if 62 and 3 are the same, but I know 64 5 are. Plymouth and Dodge are different wheelbases, but the cross member should be the same there. As far as I know, I've never pieced one of those cars together. And again, like, I have a lot more knowledge in the 68 to 72 and up range. But yeah, any 64 B-body should have what you need. Walter G902 wants to know how many of us are playing the drinking game. I don't know. I certainly am. OGDC says, my girlfriend asked me what kind of car does he have. What should I tell her? Plus, she says you're cute. Wow, well, she should have seen me when I still had the beard and the nasty... Yeah. Don't worry. I won't be cute for long. I did make a joke about being slightly attractive to one of the coffee stand gals recently. No big deal. She was surprised. Anyway, what kind of car do I have? Well, I have a Charger, a Demon. Those are the two top ones. My 68 Charger and my 71 Demon. What 73 car am I thinking of? I don't know. I also have two Barracudas, and the 66 has been in my life for a really, really long time. So that's kind of cool. The list goes on. I have a lot. My wife's Ken's job is car. There are 20 cars here, I believe. We counted last week. But yeah, tell her 68 Dodge Charger 383, and thank you very much. Stage Zero Jason says, I'm still learning what works, and it's a process, and I'm still to this day learning. And if we're not learning, what are we doing? But agreed, my Mopar stuff always performs better than the other stuff. Yep, I totally understand that. So yeah. Oh, I want to circle back to something. I shared in a community post one of Tom's videos from the Rocket Restorations channel. He's going to be posting a lot more videos over there. We're going to be doing stuff in the shop, around the shop, that is tailored more to him. So you won't see Dead Dodge Garage type videos over there, but you may see me. in future videos. I keep giving him ideas. He hasn't done any of them yet, but there's going to be a lot more going on over there. So you guys should check it out, and you might consider subscribing to Rocket Restorations. And now he changed his little picture, so it's the one with the Daytona and the Dodge sign. Can't miss it. So there you go. And I know at least probably 150 to 200 of you already have done that, of my subscribers, that is. So thank you very much. And yeah, you can see a whole lot more cool Mopar specific content over there. Snack break. Oh, wow. Cool. Very good. We're joined by Eric, whose picture is chips, I think. That's awesome. I love chips. Eric says, good evening, sure, sir. Any chance of doing a 70s and 80s all-inclusive smog and vacuum episode for your California audience? I'm currently restoring a 78 D300 with a 360 in it. No cat, as its factory HD California emissions truck. It's freaking out the local smog techs not in the know. I don't think I could do that. For one thing, I just don't know, and I don't want to know about those smog parts. I understand some of them. I know what it is and what it was designed to do. Whether it did that well or not is up for debate. But I don't think I could do that. I usually try to do videos only about stuff that I know and understand. And smog equipment is not really one of those things. I could see how that would be useful for someone in your position where you need that stuff there working. But all-inclusive, that's a big request too, because I keep doing various videos, technical type, you know, that sort of thing. The big whatever video, I keep doing those, but inevitably I leave things out. So asking me to do anything all-inclusive, that's a big ask. But yeah, unfortunately, I just don't think I'm qualified to do that. You know, there are vacuum diagrams out there that show you for your application what's supposed to be there. But beyond that, I wouldn't really know where else to look. I do know there's probably not a whole lot of people out there doing it. Bishop of Rusty Iron says, yes, it's a 58 Plymouth Suburban wagon. Cool. Yeah. Well, at least I was right on the year and the model, give or take. Very cool. We already did that. Oh, my sister handled that. Oh, and Scott says, can second the vote for Leo and Tally Ho being the second best YouTube channel. Well, what's the first best? It's an impossible question to answer. Yeah, I really, really like. Oh, it's yeah. The channel's not called Tally Ho. The channel's called Samson Boat Building Boat Co. Samson Boat Co. I think, something like that. Anyway, yeah, Leo, English guy. It's super cool. I wish I had the time in life to go volunteer on that project because I really want to learn more about that. I've already threatened Scott with having to help me build a wooden boat at some point. So, yep. Rodney Brand is here and says, hey, buddy, when are you going to get back to the 70 Roadrunner? So we've done 2 videos on it so far. We got the 6-pack up and running. It now kind of has a fuel tank that works and it has brakes, kind of. It is currently at the frame shop. So hopefully it comes back to us straighter and more deserving of further work and getting on the road. I haven't done any further project videos on it. I didn't video fuel system. I didn't video beating the exhaust with a hammer to try and make it clear the torsion bars. I've only done that on one side so far. Or brakes, didn't cover any of that. The problem with that car is we just never have time for it. Like every time we're working on it, and in the videos you can see it, it's just like we don't have time. We got to go. And so doing video on it is so challenging. It's ridiculous. It's just, I keep trying to come up with a clever name for it, but I don't know. No time. The no time runner. I don't know. Anyway, But there will be an update. Like I say, it's at the frame shop right now. I'm not sure when it's expected back, but there will be more little projects to do. And then, yeah, I think we're going to be able to drive it on a road soon. So that's really exciting. Rippler is with us again and says, I would have never guessed we would still be talking about the Gen 2 Hemi. I tried to acquire one in the 90s. Nope. Glad to hear you have the opportunity to work on them. This is the only one, that complete one in a Hemi car that I have touched. We had some Mopar Performance Hemi blocks, brand new in the packaging Hemi blocks, which was really cool. And I did a video about wanting to put one in my 68 last year, which ultimately, yeah, ain't happening. Yeah, those are the only ones I have ever touched. In the carburetor rebuild video on that purple Hemi car that I did last year, I said I've never even seen a Hemi, let alone touched one. And then, because I'm silly, I went boop, which was a good moment for me. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it was Trev, my coworker. Thank you. My coworker Trev said, how many? Holy crap. What? You put up like 9 shorts. Nice. If you guys haven't checked out my daughter's channel, Ava with an E, Ava's Toys and Adventures, she's putting up the YouTube shorts like crazy. That's Ava.
Also,
yes.
I now have to do a video where I'm a baby.
You have to do a video where you're a baby?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can do that later. My phone's almost dead. You want another chip? Oh, yeah. Ketchup chips are a hit. Stacy's actually not with us tonight. That's interesting. That's a bummer. Here's a bummer. Don't choke to death on chips. I can't even give you any of my drink. That's a grown-up drink. Go down and get something to drink. Okay, bye. Don't choke, please. I'll call an ambulance. Anyway, Gen 2 Hemis. Awesome. Really super cool. I've only ever touched that one whole engine in a couple blocks. My genius plan with my 66 Charger, when I first got it, they still had the Mopar Performance Crate Hemis. They were like $15,000. And I was 100% sure that as soon as I had $15,000, I would buy one. I never had $15,000. Javier Macias is with us and says, seems like your local post office doesn't have a VMF. Notice I know that they're called VMF, Vehicle Maintenance Facility, to maintain their LLVs. Great for you, because they're all the same. Our local VMF is in Tacoma. That is about an hour and 15, 20 minutes from here. When they get really good and boogered up, VMF will take them. If a problem arises that I can't solve, VMF will take them. But they're reluctant. They really want them fixed here locally. So especially because VMF has to like send them a replacement truck. They give them a loaner while they have them. It's just this whole thing. So yeah, I've never been to VMF. I've heard it's amazing. I've heard they have a bunch of mail trucks just in pieces, which is super cool. And I've heard it's a big facility. But yeah, no, there is not one. It's not close enough for them to do the regular maintenance stuff. So it all gets farmed out to little old me, which is great. You know, I made a good amount of money off YouTube this month, but I made more off mail trucks. Quite a bit more, actually, now that I think about it. But we just wrapped up their 6-month services, so I won't start the next round until December, I think. Something like that. It's a rolling process that takes about 3 months. So we got these ones done in good time, which is crazy. We never do that. Dan Berg says, I do have a question for you. If you could drive any kind of car in an enduro, I don't know what that is. Is that like an endurance race? Toyota Corolla? Hey, bud, looking for 1960s 440 Mopar. Maybe 68, 69. Need one that runs good already, have builders. Good luck, man. I have no idea. People keep messaging me. I've had the same ad for selling engines up on Facebook for 2 years. since we sold our last house. Since we were prepping our last house, I sold tons of Mopar parts to fund that whole operation and a couple cars. My first 67 Barracuda being one of them. Anyway, but I've had the same ad up forever, and people keep responding to it asking for 4.7s, and I'm like, dude, no! Even if I had one, I wouldn't sell it to you. They're garbage. My sister says, I love how we're all definitely adults here. I don't know what that means. Oh, wow. Now I know your handle. My friend Fishbag Icewater dropped in and said, did that diesel fill up the truck? I drove home, parked the other truck, and decided I'd had enough fun for one day and came inside. Plus, I was hungry, but I still didn't eat anything, so now I've got ketchup chips. But thanks for that. My very good friend. Okay. I've told you guys, or I've said in the past, that people told me for some time before I started my channel that I should start a channel because I have the personality for it and, I could make good videos or whatever. And by people, I mean that guy. So thanks for that. And thank you very much for literally giving me like $160 worth of diesel fuel today. I owe you. Lovejoy says, free van isn't the video YouTube wanted, but it's the video YouTube deserved. Rich Jordan said, oh, meant the ones with the offset holes in the bushings. Yeah, that's upper. Yes. Yep, those are the offsets. I've talked about that. In the Mopar front end video I did, I discussed those. But yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't do an offset for the lower. You'd do the offset for the upper. And they are Moog. Yes, the problem solvers. But they are not poly. So I just do the rubber offset uppers. I think that's the way to go. Do the poly lowers. I mean, the uppers wear out. They do. The rubber's not going to last forever. But the lowers are the ones that just get hammered. So, yeah. Yes, Sabbath. Nice tea. Aussie or Dio? I'm also an Aussie guy. I'm an Aussie guy. I've got some respect for Dio, but Aussie or don't bother. Don't remember. Rooster says, I get more subs from being here than my videos do. We should do another live show, story time with Rooster. Yeah, we'll do that sometime for sure. I want to keep people in the rotation, and I want to, it's fun to do it myself because I can actually get through the comments, but I'd love to do that. Yeah, sweet. I should probably get Brian on here again, too. That was fun. And I guess my sister can come on one again sometime. Yeah. No big deal. When I name drop channels, they get attention sometimes. No, but it really helps if you're doing Mopar stuff. I mean, I shared Lovejoy's fun videos. But my audience is so hardcore Mopar for the most part. If you're doing Mopar stuff and, you're in the universe, it seems to help. I'm not saying I'm like a super big deal or anything, but I have a following. And apparently sometimes if I mention other channels, they'll follow them too. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, we will for sure do that sometime soon. That was fun. Walter G says, I'll have to send you a bag of Hare's ketchup potato chips when I find them again. They're hard to find in my area. Ketchup chips are great. Yes, they're hard to find here too. Bob says, I am, but I don't know why. Donnie, who's at least left twice so far, this was 15 minutes ago, he's probably still not asleep, says, ouch. Quick question. Do I have to change out my K member if I go with the big block in my 73 Roadrunner? Nope. Get Schumacher conversion mounts. Done deal. They are back in production. They were out of production for a while, and you were screwed. And I was trying to find a set of them for the Toolbox Charger while Schumacher was like non-existent, but they got bought out by that guy in California, and he put like all the popular stuff back into production. And for a while there, it was hit or miss. You know, they do runs of them and then they'd all be gone because everyone needs them. I don't know how they're doing with stocking these days, but you should be able to get them. It's a couple $100 well spent. You don't want to go find a big block K member for your late car. You don't want to do that. Yeah, and a very, very rusty Volare. Yeah. Ross says, Double Barrel Garage up in Alberta does some amazing builds. Yes, I follow him on Instagram. But that's not what his Instagram is called. It's crap. Is that I Need Help? I think that's I Need Help. Hold on. Let me double check. But I think that's I Need Help. Oops. No, not that. That. Come on now. If you guys don't know, I am on Instagram. I've mentioned it before. Yeah, I Need Help. Yep. He is always doing cool stuff. Crew Cab Dodge stuff. Got a Super B, or maybe it's a Super B tribute. I don't remember. He's got a single cab. That's a different truck. He's got a 62 four-wheel drive now. But he has, let me see if I can find a picture of it. There it is. Cummins swapped Fargo. So cool. So yeah, that's Double Barrel Garage. But I don't actually follow him on YouTube, but I have him on Instagram, so I keep tabs on him. Anyway, Ross says he just gathers bits and pieces from the prairie, and then they shut themselves up in the shop for the long winter. Yep. Cool. Walter D says, talking about rare Mopars, I actually owned a 92 IROC Shelby Daytona this time 19 years ago. I didn't even know they made them that late. One of the last 264 2.5 8-valve turbo cars Chrysler built. One of 68 white with red decals. Wow, cool. Lovejoy says, I don't know what I did with the Brat video, but it sure took off. Yeah, sometimes that just happens. I mean, my demon video, I have no idea what I did because I don't think it's a very good video. It's just me yammering while driving at home. I don't know, but it got 50,000 views, and that's what got me to 1,000. And it was weird. Now, Rooster, you cannot use factory big block mounts on the spool K-frame. I don't know if you've done much with the spools, the late ones. You probably have, but I've seen people saying that you could use the factory big block mounts, and you can't. The K-frames are different. 72 and down, they are not. You're good. You just get the right brackets, and there you go. But yeah, you can't just get factory brackets. You need the conversion ones. Walter G says that 92 IROC Daytona was a total rust bucket. We were poking holes in the floorboards with a pocket screwdriver. So with my V6 parts car to buy a 94 Mercury Cougar for a daily driver. Almost got a V8 Cougar once, and I don't know. It would have been fun. Would have been fun, but it didn't happen. Eric says, thank you for answering my question. Yeah, the smog stuff was a big request. It's sad how many of these trucks are hitting California junkyards because of totally fixable smog issues. I totally agree. Unfortunately, so Eric didn't answer this, so I will. In California, it's 75 and older. Is that right? 75 is the cutoff year. So I think it's 75 and older are exempt. There's no rolling year. Some states are like that, where, whatever, it's 25 years or, that. But no, in California, it's 75 is the cutoff year. So yeah, anything newer has to be legal. Bishop of Rusty Iron says, Tacoma, nice. You're close by me then. Ever hit the South Sound Hot Rod Show in August? No. I have almost never done car shows. I've done a few local ones, and that's pretty much it. Snowmonk, that is only for the late car. That is only for the spool mount car. 73 and up. In 73, A body and B body got spool engine mounts, and those ones, they are different K-frames between small block and big block. In the earlier bodies, 62 to 65 are funky. The engine is in a different location, but that's fine. I think they're the same small block, big block. Don't quote me on that one. Those cars are funky. But 66 to 72, the V8 K-frame is a V8 K-frame. They're all the same. Hemi is special. They use special mounts to make room for the exhaust. And six-pack cars, deep sump cars have an extra skid plate on the bottom of the K-frame, but the mounting is all the same. 73 is when that changed. They got spool mounts and isolated K-frames in 73. So those ones are different. So yeah, there you go. You will be just fine. You can just use factory big block mounts. That's all you need. Factory big block brackets, and you'll be good to go. But anyway, as I was saying, or did I say it? I've never done car show stuff. I've never gone to any of the big ones. Yeah, I've never really been a car show guy. And swap meets, same thing. I try to avoid them because I'll just spend all the money. Now that I'm doing this whole YouTube thing, I want to get out to more of these events, meet people, do the stuff. But most of my time is spent in my own little world, just kind of doing my thing. And that's what it is. Eric says, now another tough one. Will there be some DSM? That's Diamond Star Motors. That's the thing that I know about. DSM love for Chrysler Conquest and Dodge Stealths. Please pick up some turbo DSM goodness as another project. My friend Connor, out of the Mopar Ranch, I showed this on the Mopar Ranch video that I did, has a Stealth RT. What's the whole thing? Is it RT? Aren't there more letters? I think there are more letters. Anyway, the twin turbo all-wheel drive RT Stealth. He has one, and it's cool. I've driven it. I've driven it twice. The first time it impressed. The second time it didn't seem to be making boost anymore. And third gear in that car is just not there. You shift into third, and it doesn't make noise. It just nobody home, which is cool. So for years he's been scheming about getting a JDM takeout drivetrain from a Mitsubishi to put in that car and fix all the problems. But that hasn't happened yet. I think the DSM stuff is interesting. Judging by the response I've gotten just in the lives when we've talked about K cars, I don't think most of the people want that. But yeah, if I have an opportunity, I will. I have really never done any. The latest Mopar car that's been on the channel, I think, is my 79 300. Most everything I do is late 60s, early 70s. So there have been exceptions. I did a 34 Plymouth once, but that's a different story. Yeah, late stuff might happen someday. Despite the people hating it, I want to have a K car. I've never had one. So turbo would be ideal. And one of those late chargers, I'd be really excited about that. My sister says, all I have to say is Planet Caravan. Oh, yeah. Lovejoy would be down to tag along for a live as well. But I'm barely Mopar. Cool. Yeah, I need to get a list, a roster. That'll happen. Oh, Mancini Racing also has motor mount conversions. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I like Schumacher. They have good stuff. And Transdapt, they don't have the spool ones, but they have the other ones for A-body. So I've used a few sets of those. They cost under half as much. Transdapt is good stuff too. Mancini, I wonder, did they make them in-house or do they sell other people's stuff? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, yeah, they got the Polylocks. Magnum Polylock mounts, universal engine swap, E-body engine conversion. Huh! How do I not know about this? They've got spools too. And they're... Huh. This looks exactly like Schumacher. And the notes are exactly like Schumacher. So are they just Schumachers? Oh, yeah, the part number starts with SCH. Yeah, they're just selling Schumacher stuff. That's what it is. Okay. That makes sense. Cool. Yeah, so Mancini has them, and actually they're cheaper than on Schumacher's site. So figure that one out. Rick Murphy says, you definitely have the greatest job in the world. God damn, it's up there. You work on beautiful Mopars and get paid for it. Living the dream, brother. Yes, I am. I've said it before. Things aren't perfect. Money's tight sometimes, but damn it, if life isn't good. So yeah, it is my dream job. It's what I wanted to do when I was 18. I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. My mom dropped in a few minutes ago and said I'm here just in time to say good night. Hello. Good night. Soon. I need to come visit you. Why haven't I done that? There's so many things I need to do. My mom's still recovering from her second knee replacement. That sounds fun. Joe's Mopar Mess says 75 and older in California smog exempt. Yeah, so it's 75 and older. Unless you live in a few specific mountain towns. That's interesting. That's fine. We got it. I'm familiar with that one. Mopar Benny says, the rare Mopar I own is a 51 Dodge Wayfarer Sportabout convertible. Only 1,002 made. I should say I have what's left of one. Nice. Stomach said, nice. Thank you so much. Love your videos. Always learning something. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I hope you're always learning something. I am. It's fun. It's what I do for personal fulfillment, enrichment, whatever. All those things. But thank you. And remember, smash the like button. Jansberg sent me a picture. Oh. That is a... What the hell am I looking at? Yeah, it's 500, but the taillights are wrong. Huh. Danberg sent me this picture. Cool. I know not. I can't hold my hand still. I know nothing about the car, but that's cool. Charger 500. Smash the like button. Zeke Anderson says 85 days till Halloween, and yet the store is full of Halloween candy. Figured that one out. Eric says 78 or 9 were the last years of the 10,000 pound rated D300s. Didn't have cats. California emissions, trucks, fairly simple, smog trickery. Interesting. Very interesting. I thought 78 trucks didn't have to have it. 79 they did. But that might be federal, not California. California is a weird place. Actually, now that I think about it, they couldn't sell the little red in California in 78 because it didn't have cats. So Timothy, is definitely 75 or older that are exempt. 76 and newer have to pass. Oh, and Zeke Anderson says it's also 108 days until Thanksgiving. And it's only 140 days till Christmas. That's great. P38 Chris says, nice hanging tonight, Jamie. Got a jet. See you on the flip side. Have a good one, Chris. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Of course, we're getting close to the time we have to go home here. I'm just trying to get through the last few comments, and then we'll see if I can play another song. I don't know if that'll happen or not. But 84 of us at 2 hours. That's pretty cool. So thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Dan, the Polara is not mine. It's Tom's. I'd like to spend more time on it, but like I was saying before, I just don't really have the time. We got paying jobs happening right now. There's so much to do. So yeah, no idea what's going to happen with it. Dan Tupper says K-Car hop-up would be fun. I could get behind that. Ross says K-Car wagons are ugly cool. Yes, I did some work on a Woody one. Yeah. And yeah, Eric, you're exactly right. I was thinking of the VR4. Thank you. Yes, 3000 GT VR4. That's their name for the Stealth RT. Stealth RT is their name for the 3000 GT, I should say, because it's a Mitsubishi. It just wants to be a Dodge. But I think maybe it's because, God damn it, I still feel like do they say RTTT on them or something? Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo. I just don't know. Yeah, the RT Twin Turbo. Okay, yeah, that is actually the model. That's what they called it. Was the RT twin turbo. So it would, or the RT TT, I guess. So that's what I was thinking, is the RT twin turbo. Interesting. But I just don't know if it says that on the car or not. Damn it. I think it does, though. I think it says it right under RT. If I could see the back of one, that would be great. That's almost helpful. Whatever. Anyway. Oh, here we go. No, it doesn't. That one doesn't say it. It just says Stealth RT. Huh. Well, whatever. Anyway, for whatever reason, it's the Stealth RT twin turbo. It doesn't matter. And it's also all-wheel drive, which is cool. They're impressive cars. Stan Max says people in California should sell their stuff to people in Arizona. As far as I know, there is no smog check outside of Phoenix. Dude, up here, we don't need it either. So yeah, Californians, just send your crap up here. Happy to take it. Mancini sells everything. I told you this. Yeah, but it's just Schumacher parts. It's not their parts. That's what I was really interested in. All Classics Restoration dipped out and said, good night, Jamie. Keep the great vids coming. I'll try and do the same. Awesome, man. Keep up the good work. Thanks for being here. My sister's also a failure, so that's the good news. Dan says, Mrs. T's Chrysler Aspen, which is just a Durango 5.7 Hemi, did the puke. Probably lost a head gasket or cracked a head. Yippee-ki-yay. Good night, Dan. Take it easy. You as well, Belle James. Take care. Have a good one, and we'll see you next week. Lovejoy's still on the road, so I'll let you play your way out tonight. Had a great time chatting and listening. Great vids, man. Keep it up. Night all. Night Bishop of Rusty Iron. Thanks for being here. All right, everybody's saying good night. Hey, good night, good night, good night. Slap Donnie's probably sleeping by now. Oh, that's Dan's Uncle Ray's car back in the late 70s, before the wave of, owning a Charger. Nice. Eric says, I wasn't sure if 79 was included there. Found mixed interwebs info on the cutoff year. Either way, I'm very happy I don't have to deal with it. Big time. I know what you meant, but Donna's pretty good too. In Maryland, it's 95 and older are exempt. Cool. And YT viewers all in on the all-wheel drive DSM. Me too. I'm with it. Good night, Timothy Russell and Rich Jordan. Thanks for being here. I'm going to try and play a song, I guess. Bishop of Rusty Iron also said, if you are bored on the 19th of August in Bonnie Lake, the South Sound Hot Rods Car Show, we have a Batmobile. Nice. I don't think I can actually do that song my sister wanted me to play. I need a bass. We sail through endless skies. The stars shine like eyes. The black night sighs. It's just not enough. I covered that song like, it's 18 years ago, I think. This thing's still in D. It's kind of a problem. Oh, really? Whoops. Wrong thing. Bishop of Rusty Iron says, dude, that's awesome. Favorite song. Yeah, that is an absolute gem by Sabbath. What's the other one? It's kind of in that same vein, and it's like this. No, it's in a different key. Is that song called Solitude? I think it's called Solitude. I don't know the lyrics. Good stuff. My name, it means nothing. My fortune is less. future is shrouded in dark wilderness. It's supposed to be like a flute. Sunshine is far away, clouds linger on. Everything I possess, now they are gone. They are gone. They are gone. Solitude. That's a great one. Really good one. I should probably actually learn that. I can't play Kashmir. Way too hard. Hold on. Dang it. There's a Zeppelin song I always play. What is that? Ah. Aha. Anyway. All right. That's what we got. Okay, everybody. It's about that time. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate that. Everyone wants me to play Led Zeppelin, which is just really hard to do with just an acoustic guitar. For a second there, I thought about banning you from the chat, Eric, but I'll refrain. No, never mind. I can't tell that story. It's really dirty. Cool. Bobby's B heard that person too. Nice. My mom says I should learn to play Kashmir. I'm probably not going to do that. Fitz has been lurking. I saw you sent me messages. I need to read those. I was doing something and I got distracted. So let's check in on that. All right, everybody. Thank you for your wisdom. You're welcome. Thank you. I can play Day Tripper. All right, everybody. I'm going to go and make some dinner. So you take care. Really appreciate having you all here week after week. It's the greatest thing. I didn't get through this. I think that's a good sign. Take it easy. And I will see you next week and in the comment section. Bye-bye now.